Hey, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Weightless Productivity Podcast. I'm so excited to have you here with us. We're going to be diving headfirst into a topic that I am betting resonates with just about everybody out there: email. You know that feeling, right?
Right.
Where your inbox is overflowing and you are constantly playing catch up but never seem to make any real progress. We're going to tackle that beast head on. And I know you might be thinking, you're hearing these AI voices, right? So how can we possibly give you real advice on something as practical as email management?
Right. But here's the thing. The insights we're sharing today, they're
Mhm.
not coming from thin air. They're drawn from decades of real-world experience. Someone who's not only mastered Inbox Zero themselves, but has helped countless others do the same. They've spent their career in business, and they've applied these principles across industries, company sizes, you name it. So it's not just theory. It's tested wisdom. It's about understanding the psychology behind why we get so overwhelmed by email.
That's interesting. So it's not just about using the right app, it's about something deeper.
Exactly. It's about how we think about email,
Yeah.
how we let it control our time and attention. And this expert has developed systems and strategies that address that help you reclaim that control.
Okay, so let's get deeper into this email struggle.
It is a struggle, that's for sure. It's fascinating how email evolved from this fun, almost futuristic way to connect into the monster that haunts our inboxes today. It really is like we're all stuck in some kind of email vortex where every notification sucks us back in, no matter how hard we try to break free.
Email vortex, I like that. It feels incredibly accurate. I mean, we all know email can be a time sink, but why is it so hard to escape its pull? What happened?
Well, think about it this way. Email has some pretty powerful features, almost like it was genetically engineered to consume our time. It offers this ability for anyone to reach you at any time. And then there's the fact that with mobile devices, we are constantly accessible, and it's almost expected that we're available to respond to emails at any hour.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's like email is designed for constant connection, which sounds great in theory, but not so great when you are trying to focus
Yeah.
or, have a life outside of work. But there's got to be more to it, right? I mean, we know we need to manage it better.
Yeah.
But what makes it so tricky?
It's not just the constant access. It's the illusion of productivity that email creates. We spend all day typing and clicking, and our brains think we are accomplishing something. Even if we are just responding to low-priority messages, we end up feeling busy, but not truly productive.
That's so true. It's like we are tricking ourselves into thinking that being busy is the same as being productive. And I know I've been guilty of using email as a way to procrastinate on those bigger, more challenging tasks. It's almost like our brains choose the path of least resistance. Responding to emails feels easier than tackling that big project.
Exactly. And here's something else to consider. Every email you send creates more work for someone else. It's like a chain reaction of busyness. Think about those emails with open-ended questions sent to a large group. Suddenly, everyone feels obligated to respond, adding to their own workload and perpetuating the cycle.
Oh, I never thought about it like that. It's like email is designed to keep everyone perpetually busy, even if that busyness isn't moving us closer to our actual goals.
It is a fascinating paradox, isn't it? We crave productivity, but get sucked into these behaviors that actually hinder it. There's also the dopamine hit we get from responding to messages and feeling needed, which creates an almost addictive cycle of engagement.
It's like social media for work. You get that little ping, and you feel compelled to check, even if you know it's probably not important. But it's not just the pings, right? There's also that underlying fear of missing something important. Real stuff does come through email, so we can't just ignore it completely.
That's right. And then there's the constant stream of new clients, team members, and colleagues, each with their own communication styles and expectations. You try to set up rules and filters, but someone always breaks them.
It feels like a never-ending battle. So what's the solution?
It's not about eliminating email entirely, but rather transforming your relationship with it.
Okay, that sounds promising. So how do we actually make that happen? Do we need to become email hermits and live off the grid?
Definitely not. It's about being intentional and strategic. We call it surgical responsiveness, being reliable for everyone, but immediate only for the people and messages that truly matter.
Surgical responsiveness. I love that. It sounds so precise and efficient, almost like a scalpel cutting through the clutter. But how do we determine who and what is mission critical?
It starts with identifying your core objectives. What are the big goals you are working towards, both personally and professionally? Once you have those clearly defined, you can start to assess which communication channels and messages are truly essential for achieving those goals.
So it's not just about managing email for its own sake, but rather using it as a tool to support your larger objectives. That makes a lot of sense. But what about all the other emails, the ones that aren't directly related to those big goals?
Yeah.
Do we just ignore them?
Not necessarily. The key is to develop a system that allows you to process those messages efficiently without letting them derail your focus. And here's the really good news. This system doesn't need to be dependent on some fancy app or technology that might change or become obsolete tomorrow. It's about principles and strategies that work, regardless of the platform you are using.
So it's platform agnostic. I like that. It means we're not beholden to whatever the latest tech trend is. But what are some of those core principles?
The system needs to be resilient to other people's behavior. You can't control how others manage their inboxes, but you can control how you respond and engage.
That's such a relief. I've always felt like I was at the mercy of other people's email habits. It's empowering to know that I can take back control, regardless of what everyone else is doing.
And that's what we'll be exploring in this podcast. Practical techniques and strategies to help you achieve true weightless productivity. And just imagine what you'll be able to accomplish when you are not constantly battling your inbox.
So for all of you listening, if you are ready to break free from the email vortex and reclaim your time and sanity, make sure you subscribe and follow along. This is just the beginning of our journey to weightless productivity.
We'll be diving into incredibly valuable techniques that will help you receive and process less email, find messages faster, and achieve that elusive inbox zero. We'll be diving into specific techniques and strategies that you can put into action right away.
We'll be giving you the tools to become surgically precise and incredibly efficient.
Exactly. We'll explore everything from setting up filters and managing notifications to crafting effective email responses.
And we'll also be tackling the psychological side of things, how to overcome that fear of missing out and develop a healthier relationship with email.
We'll be sharing tips on how to prioritize your tasks and protect your time so you can focus on what truly matters.
We are here to support you every step of the way.
And don't forget to visit weightlessproductivity.com to sign up for updates so you never miss an episode.
We're so excited to be on this journey with you.